Alright everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm bringing you my updated version of Adamancipators. This is one of my favourite decks. The whole mechanic of it, the milling and special summoning, is so fun to me, so that's why I want to keep on playing this deck. I really enjoy playing it. I don't think it's fully top tier anymore due to Block Dragon obviously being banned, but I've got a suspicion that in the upcoming ban list we might get Block Dragon back to 1. Just solely on sale value of this entire set. We've had a Golden Lord reprint, so I think they might bring Block Dragon back to 1 so this deck doesn't die, because really the set that came out of Secret Slayers, apart from the Outlet stuff, still hasn't really got much of a sale value, so I think we might get Block Dragon 1. Maybe just I hope more than anything, but let's dive right into this. So, from now to the beginning of the end of time, there will always be 3 of the minors. 3 Analyzer, 3 Seeker, and 3 Researcher. Don't need to explain them at all. Now, the new addition that I put in is 2 Dragite, the crystals. This is the best one from when the deck first came out originally. This was the one that I wanted to play. This is the one I played constantly up until when it started getting really competitive. I took this card out. It's just a draw 1, so it means that you get resources, and with Block Dragon being took out, then obviously we need to keep our resources up, because we can't just add 3 children every turn. So now, one of my favourite cards is Quackenberry Supplier. So this is the card that we use to chain block our needle fibre getting ash. He's so good. The fact that he can just summon himself to chain block, and then he adds probably the best normal summon in the deck. Like, generally, it's a close one between that and the Doki Dokis. For me, if you've not got a follow-up play, as in you don't have a researcher in hand, then Doki Doki's a lot more dead than what you want them to be. So I always think Quackenberry Guardian is the best normal summon in the deck. Now, new addition, I was playing this at 1 and then I decided to bump it up. Just another reason to play the Dragite was the resource management. So by being able to excavate him and then send him to the graveyard, whatever Adamancipator we activated first, be it Researcher, Seeker, Analyzer, then we can reoccur them back to the hand, so that means that we've got a follow-up on the next turn. So he does help with resource management. I don't think he's a free of, if I'm honest, because primarily in this deck, the way I built it, I want to go second and I want to OTK my opponent. I want to make sure that I can use a Risen Dragite as effect to bounce out impact and then just attack the game. So that's why I only play my 2. Now, I took out the Puddings I saw, and I've actually put Tiny Spirit Atara down to 2, just because I've added a lot more spells into the deck, and there's a couple of wee bricks and whatnot. So I want to make sure that he isn't, I'm not going to excavate him as much, because I always found that I would always excavate 2 spells, a Tara, or Adamancipator monster that I couldn't actually be able to summon. So that's why I put him down to 2. Now for the one-offs, the 1 Revival Golem. This card, I wasn't a fan. To begin with, when everyone was playing the Unexpected Die with Beta and stuff like that, I wasn't a fan originally, but now I see how much he is extremely good. And I've actually had an opponent that was playing Shadows, and he used, I can't remember it's the one that they flip up and they can banish 3 cards from the graveyard, and he actually banished the Xeno Guitar without actually knowing what it did, and I was able to send the Revival Golem and bring him back, set him in defense and couldn't get over it. Then I played the 1 Weeping Idol. So this was a Gallium Granite, no Gallium Granite, sorry, Gigantus for the longest of the time, but the more I thought about it, I wasn't using Gigantus to go on like Abyss Dweller and stuff like that. So I thought the Weak Nihilo was better because we do have so many tuners in the graveyard. You know, we've got what's it called? The Atara, we've got the Metal Marching and stuff like that don't really do anything in the graveyard. So I thought, well, why not just put in the Weeping Idol, and also this can be summoned off your Excavation, which Gigantus can't be. So I just feel like Weeping Idol just fills up more of a hole than what the Gigantus would have. Now I play the one Tackle Crusader. I was playing this at 2, like just as another interruption and just another good card, but it's the fact it takes up a normal summon if you open it or open doubles and stuff like that. It can be a bit of a pain, but yeah, it's just a really good utility card. I play the one Bustler Sword, the Bustler Look, and one Plague Spreader Zombie as my main target for Needle Fibre. It just helps get some bricks back into the deck, and we don't really, when we play the Xeno Guitar and stuff like that, we can put in like the Revival Ball, and then we can use add the Revival Ball back to our hand, and then with the Plague Spreader Zombie in the graveyard, we can just put him back to the top of the deck, and then bring Plague Spreader out, do another couple of Synchros, and then that means if we do have the Miracle Rupture in our hand, from next turn, we have something to dump if we're able to shuffle the deck, obviously. Then we play Red Eyes and Dark Magician. So obviously we're going to be playing Dragoon. Dragoon in this deck, because we are susceptible to hand traps now, and Nibiru can hurt quite a lot if you're not careful or your hand's not the best and you have to use like a researcher initially, then it does help when we do get Nibiru, that we are able to have a follow-up play and at least have an interruption available, and basically a Towers monster. So that's why I do play this, and obviously the Red Eyes usually play that wee engine. Now I play 2 Adamancipator Signs and the 1 Monster Reborn. So my theory behind this was, I was playing Leonite, and I was enjoying playing Leonite because I did have 3 Adamancipator Signs and stuff, but the more that I was playtesting and just toying around with the deck, it felt like he wasn't as needed. Like there was some utility cards that I thought would have been better in the extra decks and things to help really OTK and like just go full gas. So that's why I cut this down and I put the Monster Reborn, because if we are able to clear our opponent's board, or our opponent has a link 3 or something, we can just Monster Reborn, access Code Talker, start popping, start having a big ass monster. It does really help, and I just feel like you can just get more from the Monster Reborn than having 3 Adamancipator Signs. You know, it's good that it's not once per turn, the Adamancipator Signs, but still, I just feel like the Monster Reborn has a wider range of things that we can add from. Then we play 2 Miracle Rupture and the 1 Foolish Burial. So I think that's self-explanatory if I'm honest, because the Miracle Ruptures are once per turns, and with the Foolish Burial we can send Plague Spreaders on and stuff, so it just makes more sense to play at a 2-1. Now, to help us go in second, I play 2 Dark Villain No More, and I play triple Tactical Talents. So the theory behind this is, if we get hand trapped, then we can either rip a card if we can continue playing on, or we can take some resources that our opponent's got, or get 2 draws to help us really combat, depending on our hand and the field that we're going up against. And then we have the Dark Villain No More. I know it means that we can't actually go for game, but it means that if we can build uninterrupted, we can go into a Dragite, bounce everything back that our opponent's probably ran through auto resources, and then can't actually go for a game or rebuild because it's all 1-offs and stuff like that. And it means that we can go uninterrupted, as well as building our own board full of negations. And most likely, if we're going game 1 and we're going second, our opponent isn't going to main deck Dark Villain No More, so we know that they're going to have to play for our interruptions, and they've excavated, they've ran through all the resources, and they're not going to be able to build a board big enough to really be able to punch over us. So that was the theory behind this. So that is the main deck, and we'll move straight on to the extra deck. So the one Risen Dragite and the one Raptite, still the best Adamancipator monsters. I would have liked to play Leonite if I'm being honest, because I would have liked to have the full set being played, but these two are just the best. The fact that Leonite doesn't special summon does really hinder his actual playing ability. But if you all want to play that, then I would recommend playing that. And his name's went in my head. It's the Quackamary monster that's basically the Solemn Warning. So that way, that if you end on that board, you can end on a Solemn Warning as well. So I will try and add the picture of the card here, just so that way you do know what one I'm talking about. Now on to the Needle Fibre Synchros. Metal Marcher, standard. Held Arclight, standard. And Boral Savage Dragon, standard as well. And one of the non-standard cards that I actually play is Crystron Codex. I think a few people have been playing this. I've not really been paying attention, if I'm being totally honest. I like this card because it means that we can get the effect negation, the spell and trap negation off of Dragite, as well as if our opponent imperms or effect heals, and we've got a level 4 monster on the field, or whatever, then we can tag out our Needle Fibre for Codex, and then we can synchro into either Savage or Dragite, whatever one seems better at the time, if it's the spell and trap negation that we want, or if it's just a generic negation. So that's totally up to you. The one XYZ I play is Gallant Granite. I don't play Abyss Dweller. I just feel like the deck wants to synchro through as much as possibly can, as well as us having a Herald of Arclight in the deck, means that Abyss Dweller doesn't really work as good. Like I feel like, I know it negates everything in the graveyard, and if we're really worried about graveyard negation, then we do have we can just leave the board on with the Raptite, so that way we get a banish as well. So it's just one of those ones. You can play about with the ratios, you can cut the Codex, or there's another card that I think you could probably cut, but it's just preference, what your meta is and what you think. Onto the links. Halqifibrax, everybody knows that we're going to play Halqifibrax. Link Cross, generically just the same. This card, for me, everyone's debating what's going to get banned. I think, actually, I'll do a ban list video, and I'll tell you what I think about that. So we'll move straight on. Union Carrier, so we can get a Buster Lock. Then we play the one Anaconda, just generally because we can play the one Anaconda, and it helps us get the Dragoon playout, sorry. Appaloosa, this is the card that I think we could start to cut. I don't really see a need for Appaloosa anymore. We don't really build the boards up that can have the 3 negation Appaloosa, 3/4 negation Appaloosa, and then end on the full Needle Fibre combo and stuff like that. So Appaloosa might be the one to get cut, I don't know. Then we've got the one Axis Code Talker, just so we can go for game. We can pop back like fuck. And then I do play the one Link Spider. So as I was saying, if our opponent's playing a Nibiru and we get Nibiru, we can go into the Link Spider, and then if we have the other monster, be it a Researcher or we've not normal summoned yet, then we can go into this, and then we can go into the Anaconda to help us get out of the Dragoon, because we need to fight monsters. So we play the Dragoon. Devils doesn't need to be explained whatsoever, so that is the deck profile, everyone. If you've got any thoughts on the deck, then feel free to share. I'm happy to comment and let you know whatever I think, or what you think as well, and just make the deck playable again, because that's the main aspect that we want for this deck, is to be able to play it again competitively and as high as tier as possible. So thanks everyone. If you haven't already, please remember to subscribe to the channel. It really does help out. And give it a like, share it about and see what people want to test out and see if this helps anyone. So we'll see you in the next one. Cheers everybody. Peace.